We've been talking about the fact that our word has power. Our word is the law unto our life. And in class, we've been talking and teaching and learning and becoming more and more aware that it's even our thoughts and our silent talking to ourselves. And we've been talking about that our word has behind it the truth of being, that there is a law that responds to our word. And we've been talking about maybe other metaphysical religions that will say things when they see a challenge or an obstacle. There is no unemployment. There is no shooting in Fort Hood. Life is good. Rather than just coming from a place of denying the appearance. We don't do that in the science of mind. We don't deny the appearance, but we do speak our word and know the truth. Because we know that the shootings at Fort Hood certainly were not good. Rising unemployment, our financial situation in this country is not good. But we know that God is everywhere equally present, and the potential for good is always there. Now in the Bible, speaking of our word, the Bible says, in the beginning was the Word. And it also says, decree a thing, and it shall be done unto you. So I say, God is all there is. God, Spirit, divine intelligence, whatever we want to call it, is present in every situation and through every person. Just waiting to be uncovered, just waiting to come forward, just waiting to be revealed by us. God is already there on the scene, ready to be embraced by us. So, okay, we can say, we know it's not all good. It does not appear to be all good right now. But decree a thing, and it shall be done unto you. Speak your word. In the beginning was the Word. That's how we bring things into form. So what are we going to say about it? What are we going to call it? What are we going to name it, if you would? Because this is a power and ability that has been given to each and every one of us equally. There's no favorites in the mind of God. It's been that power and that ability has been given to each and every one of us. And we understand, we get the fact that our words are powerful. Our words that we speak out loud and the words that we say silently to ourselves in the privacy of our own mind. Those words have tremendous power in shaping our life. We understand here in the science of mind that our words are creative. What we say shapes our experience. That with our word, we take that which is unformed in the universe and bring it into form into our life. It's out there in potential. Our word, our creativity, brings it into expression in our life. So our words then can contribute to fear, promoting ideas of lack and limitation, or our words can reveal the truth, the life, the enoughness. Our words can tear something down, or they can build something up in splendor and grace. Our words can hurt, or they can be a healing presence. They can diminish, or they can expand and enlarge. They can separate and divide, or they can unify. And with regards to what's going on now in the world and in our lives, we have created that, and we are in exactly the right place right now. We are where we are supposed to be in consciousness because of the words that we have spoken before. So if we want to look and say, well, how did today get to be today? look at what you were thinking and speaking yesterday. If you want to know what your tomorrow is going to look like, see what you're thinking, speaking, and acting like today. We create our environment by what we think and say. People so often, I think, it's a human trait, and I think we all have probably done it, just to be part of a conversation, just to fit in, to kind of like turn our brain off and not think, we'll join in with a conversation that's going, oh, that's so terrible. Oh my God, that's so awful. Oh, that poor, poor thing. How can they ever do it? Ain't it awful? And the thing is, when we do that, when we shut our mind off and just respond like robots to the negative, when we do that, what I believe is so, we start an idea of separation from God. God is not all there is then. It's God and. It's the God and the devil, God and lack. God, we don't teach that at all. That's a lie. That's not what we teach. We teach God is all there is. And when we do that, we're allowing ourselves to go to that place in thinking where we see situations and people as totally devoid of the presence of God. That, my friends, does not heal. That perpetuates a myth that keeps us from growing forward. It's contrary to what we teach in the science of mind. We teach, let's get this, God is everywhere equally present at all times, in and through each individual. There is as much God in each of us as there is in any of us, in every situation at all times. So if we start this little, oh, poor babying people, oh, you poor thing, ain't it awful, you poor, poor, poor thing, you, we're denying, we're neglecting, and we're lying. We're neglecting the fact that God is present right there, where they are. And we're choosing not to stand up in our integrity, the truth of our being, and say, let me turn my attention to the infinite potential, the God that is. We forget that we are cause to the experience. Change your thinking, change your life. And really, perhaps the greatest gift that we as individuals could give to anyone who is suffering a challenge or an appearance of something that is not right, if the greatest gift we could give those people is to know that God is present with them right then, right there. The law of mind is present right there, waiting for an intelligent use of it. And I think as students of the science of mind, we get to say, we get to have a tremendous opportunity, and we get to say that this is a place, this is a situation where I must remember. I get to remember. Because all obstacles, all challenges are the perfect opportunity for us to remember who and what we are, and that our words, our thoughts, our minds create the experience that we live in. And it's always, you have to be the one to remember in your life, and you have to be the one to remember in your life, and I have to be the one to remember in my life. And we have to remember the power and the presence of the infinite right here and right there, and then speak the truth. And I know if you're like me, you're thinking, but I don't want it to have to be me. I don't want to be the one. Everybody else is poor of this, ain't it awful? I don't want to be the one and be Pollyanna. But you have to be the one, because it's the experience in your life. And it came to you as an experience because you thought of it. You created it. It's cause in your life for you to have the opportunity to say, hey, God is all there is. And you know better. You know better. If you squashed an acorn, I've used this analogy before, but it's a fabulous analogy, I think. If you squashed an acorn and you really smashed it into smithereens and you looked inside at all of that acorn stuff in there when you were done, you're not going to see in all of that mush the evidence of an oak tree. You're just not going to. You wouldn't see a miniature, teeny-weeny, microscopic oak tree in full form in there and say, oh yeah, that's what's in there. No, but the truth is there's the pattern of the oak tree that's in there. It's in the DNA. And in this pattern or in this image or in this DNA is what makes the oak tree. See, we teach in the science of mind and the image of mind that the image in our mind makes the condition in the outer world. As within, so without. And within each and every one of our minds, there is a pattern for love. There is a pattern for health. There is a pattern for in our minds for joy. There's a pattern for peace and abundance within each of our minds. It's there. So I ask us to think about it very strongly and sincerely, and really with the integrity of what's going on. What is the image in your mind right now? What are you holding? What are you holding in your mind most of the time about the world we live in, how the world operates, your place in the world? What are you thinking about most of the time? Because Dr. Holmes says it's not the stray and random thought that you have. It's the general tendency of your thinking. So don't worry about a stray, bizarre thought going out over there. Don't be concerned about that. It's the general tendency of your thinking that's contributing to or producing the results that you have in your life. As most of you know, I was very invested in watching the World Series. And in that, there's a story about the umpire at the baseball game. And then it was 3 balls, 2 strikes, full house. And the pitch comes right into the catcher's mitch, and everybody looked at the umpire. And the umpire's not saying anything. And then the catcher, the batter, the pitcher, they all look at the umpire and they say, well, what is it? And he says, it's not anything until I call it something. And that's true for us. Nothing in our life is anything until we call it something. Our life experience, the world experience, is created by our thought. It's so important that we get that, by our thoughts and our words. See, all visible things have their origin in the invisible, in our mind. So if we want to go around calling things bad and awful and terrible and poor this and ain't it awful that, the universe, which just says yes, says, odd choice, darling, let me give you more of that. And we're just going to bring from the unformed potential, the unformed substance that we think into awful, bad, horrible, and poor. And more ain't it awful. We're going to see lots more of that, because our word has power. Again, all visible things have their origin in the invisible. And God has given all things to us to use as we determine. We have free will. It's a wonderful thing. It's a fabulous thing. Sometimes a little cursed sometimes, this free will and choice business. But the way that we determine is according to our consciousness. We teach that we bring our awareness of God to the seeing of things. And I think that's really all that we're all after that we bring the awareness of God, spirit, divine mind, intelligence to whatever it is that we see in the world, whether it be a difficult relationship. Simply say, I know God is present right there. A health issue, I know God is present right there. Difficult situation at work or no work at all, I know God is present right there. You know, I am the activity of God. God is present in all of my affairs. And so often, you know, with this Fort Hood thing, I heard a lot of people say, well, why did God let that happen? You know, Why did God let that shooting go on? And why doesn't God do something about the war in Afghanistan? And maybe you've seen or participated in some of these conversations where why would God let this happen? Or why doesn't God do something about this? We go to that outside God place right away. It seems reasonable sometimes. But here's the thing. Where is God? Where is God? Within you, within me, within everything. And the answer is God did something about it. God made you. God made you to stand up in the integrity of your being. For you to celebrate who and what you are and know that you are caused to your own experience. You are caused to conditions in the world by what you think. That's what God did about it. What are you calling it? What are you decreeing about it? What are you saying about it? What are you doing? Are you saying the truth or are you perpetuating lies and separation? Are you praying about it regularly or are you just going on and on and on, complaining about it? Are you really not doing anything on about it? Are you sitting on your comfort couch watching three men, or what is that, 2.5 men, that's it. 2.5. And here's the thing, if it's really getting under your skin, here's a clue. If it's really getting under your skin and you face it over and over and over again, and it continues to pull at your attention, I would think that that's a wake-up call to you. For you to be turning within. And you want to be asking Spirit, is this something I should become involved in? If so, show me. Show me in a way that's really definite, clear, and understandable, because you know how my attention wanders. I need to have it be made plain, clear, and concrete. Do this. Okay, I get it now. See, we often talk about the fact that God gives to us in the realm of ideas. That's how Spirit gives to us. The fairies don't come in the night and make things all better.
Darn it.
God, I know. God gives to us in the realm of ideas. And we can call those ideas hopes, dreams, aspirations, whatever we want to do. And we all have those hopes, dreams, and aspirations. And so what I would like to ask you to do and to think about is talk to yourself about what you're saying about your hopes and your dreams and your aspirations. What do you name them? What do you call it? Do you call it like my dreams are unfolding? I'm preparing for it. It's a process. I'm moving forward. I expect it in any minute. It's absolutely attainable for me. I claim it for me now. I say yes to it. Thank you, God. Thank you, uniform. I'm naming it welcome in my life, right where I am, here and now. Or are you saying, I don't deserve? It's beyond my means. I'm too fat. I'm too old. All those. Life has passed me by. Is that what's going on in your mind? Only you know. You've got the hopes, the dreams, and the aspirations that came to you for a reason. These are the gifts that you have to share. I suggest that we start minding our mind, making it welcome so we can get those gifts forward out into the world and make the world a better place. See, the most powerful statement in the Bible, in the Torah, is I am. So what do you put after that? What do we put after I am? I'm not much. Universe says, okay. I'm not lovable. Okay, darling. Again, odd choice. I'm this. Okay. I'm that. Okay. I think that we could rather be about the business of saying something like, I am living the life of my dreams. And let the universe say, okay, fabulous, I'll give you more dreams. I am living the life of my dreams. And you know, the truth is, there's many things out there that I want to be different. You know, I want to be 50 pounds lighter, whatever. I want us to have our own church building. But I don't want to waste time that I have right here and now. This time is precious and valuable now. As I was doing in the reading today, the time is only today. This is the time that I have to work with. So I don't want to be putting off anything. This is a fabulous, gorgeous California day. There's beautiful people around us. We are the right people at the right time, thinking the right thoughts to make a difference in our own life and in the world. So let's get back to this idea just for a minute of wholeness and perfection. Because a lot of us, we think because maybe we failed at something in the past, you know, that maybe that we're not okay. Here's the thing, if you fail at something or if you succeed at something, it doesn't change who you are. It really does not. I used to, my first semi-long-term relationship was with a guy that had declared bankruptcy 3 times. And yet, when I met him, which was not that long after those 3 times, he owned 3 major hotels and convention centers in Minneapolis. He did not let that failure say that it defined him or say he was not enough to be in business. Walt Disney declared bankruptcy before he created Disney Studios and Disney World. Don't let any successes or failures define who you are. You start fresh every minute with the divine idea that has come to you in this moment. As a spiritual being, as a part of God, you could do a great job at something, and you might not. You might have all the experiences that you want. You might not. But the essential core of you, that part of you that is pure God, is never affected. You are good. You are loved. You are lovable. You are worthy, no matter what. That's why God has to be God. It has to be that big to say, you can mess up in huge ways, darling, and you're still loved. You know? That's all I do is just love. And that should be a tremendous encouragement to us. That should be a fabulous encouragement to us. Now, one of the things that I've learned and observed in life as a minister is that some people are afraid that they'll never have the life that they want. Some people are afraid it's just never, ever, ever, ever going to happen to them with relationship, with work, with love, whatever. And then the other side of that coin is that people are afraid that it will. That they will have the life that they're dreaming of and trying to get. It's amazing to me because it's 2 sides of the same coin. Some say, oh, that's not true for me. I want it bad, and I really, 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 really want it. And then they will turn right around and do everything they possibly can in life to sabotage it. I want it, but I'm not going to get off my comfort couch and do anything. Then I'm going to go and sabotage it. What's up with that? I don't get that. It's that people are happy, I think, and then they feel guilty. They feel guilty and they feel unworthy, that they don't deserve it. They get all happy and say, when's the other shoe going to fall? Well, I think I'll make the other shoe fall so I don't have to worry about it. Strange to me. And then people get unhappy, you know? And then they feel that life is unfair and life has given them a bum rap. And here's the thing. If we want to stand up big in our big kid underwear, we have to say that there's a payoff in being happy. We have to say there's a payoff in being unhappy. And what that payoff is that we don't have to move forward. We don't have to share our gifts. We don't have to live the life of our dreams. We don't have to play on the big stage. We can stay small, watch 2.5 men eating ice cream, eating pizza, doing nothing. Play small, play safe. That's the payoff in feeling bad about yourself. It's only within your own mind that we can change this. I suggest that we do. Do I want to play small? Or do I really want what I say that I want? And am I willing to create the consciousness that's going to give it to me? You can't win in playing small. The world can't win. You're insulting the divine intelligence that created you. See, I believe that who each of us is bigger. Each of us is bigger than whatever barriers or challenges are that come up. I believe that we are more than all this stuff on the external level, the level of effect that pulls at our attention today. And I know for each of us that we are never, never, never defined by the problem, the error, the effect, whatever it might be. The truth about each of us is that who we are is spiritual beings practicing the science of mind, and we are about solutions. We are about remembering the wholeness, the completeness. We are about the healing of erroneous thoughts that keep us small. We are about recognizing that God is all there is and is equally present right here and right now in every person, situation, and challenge. And our job is to know that, to name it, to call it so, to think it, to believe it, to speak it again and again and again. Speak that God is present right here in this situation, working through these people, in this relationship, in my health, at work, whatever it may be, in my neighborhood, in the city, in the world. Think of it, speak of it, know it, and start acting it. Name it in a way that God can be revealed. And that really supports and blesses you. And as you bless yourself, you bless the world because we get to share your gifts. This is the life we came here to live. Let's commit to living it starting today. And so it is. And so it is.